Hello everyone, and welcome to my guitar lesson for Silverchair's The Lever off the Diorama album. I'm going to attempt to do this one, and there's some tabs for it and things like that that you can find, and they sound okay, but a couple of things I'm probably going to do a bit different because it doesn't sound quite right to me. But you may find it, you may find that the tabs you find are a little more correct, I don't know. But I'm going to teach you the way that it sounds to me, anyway. First thing you might have a little bit of trouble with is the tuning. Not because it's a difficult tuning. All the strings are standard except for the low E string is going to be dropped all the way down to B. So it'll be... and all the rest are the same. Now, if you have a standard set of like 9 to 42 or 10 to 46, you might find that low B pretty much impossible to keep in tune. The set that's on this guitar is, I think it's a 13 to 56 or 58 or something like that, because I'm using this guitar mainly for open C tuning, but I retuned it for this lesson. So the low B is pretty stable with like a 56 or something on the low E string. So if you're gonna play this song regularly, or if you really want to practice this song, I would recommend getting a thicker string for the low E just to handle that that B note. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Let's get into the lesson. So for this lesson, I'm not really going to take you through each part of the song chronologically. I'm going to show you all the riffs, and then you'll be able to piece them together if you listen to the song. So let's start with the verse riff. It's pretty simple. It's just going to sound like this, and then I'll show you how I play it. I messed up the end a little bit, but I'll show you what I did. You're going to start, you're going to be palm muting the open B string throughout, so you're going to do 3 in that rhythm. So then you're going to hit the 2nd fret of the low E, and it sounds to me like he just kind of gives it a really wide vibrato, like, although a lot of tabs I've seen say that it's a 1/4 step bend, kind of like that. Whatever sounds right to you. So you'll do 3 open palm mutes, then the 2nd fret, and then 3 more, and then it's going to be 2nd fret 1/4 step, and then 2nd fret A string. So slowly should sound like this. So you're going to play that riff 3 times, and then the 4th time it's going to change. It'll start the same, but instead of the 1/4 step bend, you'll be doing 5 hammer on a 7 on the low E, and then open hammer onto 2 on the A string. So the whole thing slowly should sound something like this. And as you can see, it's a bit tricky to get, but if you do it slow and work your speed up, you'll be fine. So in between the first riff and the verse riff and the chorus, there's a bit of a, I guess it's a pre-chorus riff, but it's just 1 bar really, and to me it sounds like this. So all that is the 6th fret low E. And you can do pull-offs or you can do alternate picking, but you're just going from 6 to open. And like I said, that's what it sounds like to me. A lot of tabs I've seen have it going from 6 to 5 to open. That sounds wrong to me, but like I said, if it sounds right to you, you can do that instead. Moving along. So the chorus riff is going to be in 2 parts, and the first part is all going to be on the low E string, and it'll sound like this. So that's just one riff played 4 times, and this is the riff. So it's open, 3, open, and then 3, 2, 1. So you repeat that 4 times. And so on. The second half of the chorus is going to be a repeating riff on the A string and differing low B notes. So it'll start on the 6th fret of the A string. You're going to hit that 3 times. And then 4, 6, 7. That's the repeating A string riff. So it'll be... And you can slide down or just go to the next note, but the next note is going to be 3 on the low B. So... repeat the A string riff again, and then open A, repeat the A string riff again, and then you're going to play a power chord. And in this tuning, power chords on the low 2 strings are going to sound like octaves. So you're going to go to the 1st fret low E and the 3rd fret A string, and just kind of let that ring for a bar. So altogether, the second half of the chorus riff should sound like this. Now at this point in the song, it sounds like he slides up to like an octave, so it's probably going to be the 13th fret low E or the 15th fret A. I'm not exactly sure, but it'll be something like that, or you know, it's just a transition. Anyway, after that slide, it goes back into the verse riff. And the second time through the verse is all the same, except instead of the 5, 7, open 2, instead of that part of the riff, there will be kind of a little pentatonic thing. Let me see if I can just play it and then I'll sort of explain it. That's what it sounds like to me, and so it'll be the 9th fret of the G string, bend it up, so half step, wait, yeah, half step, pull off to 7, and then 9 on the D string, 7 on the G, 9 on the D, and then 7 on the D. And once again, that's what it sounds like to me. Could be wrong, but use your own judgment. So, slowly it should come out of the riff like this. And then you do the verse riff again and it ends the same way as it does the first time. So the second pre-chorus riff is a bit longer than the first one, but to me it sounds close to the same, but this is what I hear. So that's just 6 to open, and then 8 to open. So, and that's what it sounds like to me. But once again, I've seen a lot of tabs go 6/5 open. Anyway, you get the idea. So yeah, that's the second pre-chorus riff. So after the second chorus, there's going to be a bridge. And to me, this is one of the most recognizable parts of the song, but it's fairly easy. There's going to be 2 parts. I think in the original song, the second part might have been like a synth or something, or like a string section, I'm not sure. But I'll show you how to play both on guitar. So the first part is just going to be the rhythm, and it'll sound like this. So that's going to repeat through the bridge. All that's going to be is open, open 2 3 2, open, and then power chords on the A string. It's going to be 2 on the A, 4 on the D, and then slide that down a half step. So 1 on the A and 3 on the D, and then 2 open, 2 3 2 1, and then repeats. So slowly, it'll sound like this. So you keep that going through the bridge, and then on top of that there will be a melody. So we'll do that next. So I'll play what the majority of the melody sounds like, and then I'll show you how to do it. So it'll sound like this. So that's going to be the repeating melody. And you don't have to slide to every note, but that's what it sounds like in the song. So it'll start on the 16th fret of the G string, then 15, and then 14. 12 to 14, and then 9, 10, 11. So all together. So that'll repeat through the bridge. Now, at the end of the bridge, there's going to be a bit of a shift. The melody will change a bit. The rhythm guitar will stay the same up until the end. But I'll show you how the melody changes anyway. So you'll continue doing. And then when it gets near the end of the bridge, it'll start sounding like this. I'll move a bit here so you can see it, but it'll be 16 to 18 on the G string, then 15, 17 on the B string, back to 18 on the G string, then 18, 16 on the G string, 18, 19, 18, 17. So once again, slowly. And right after that, that's when the rhythm guitar changes. It'll just do 2 chords, A power chord, so open on the A string and 2 and 2 on the D and G strings. And then a B flat power chord, which is 1 on the A string, 3 and 3 on the D and G. So the whole time you'll be doing but when you hear the ending melody, right after the ending melody is finished, that's when you go. And then there's a little instrumental part of the bridge that's a very simple pattern, so we'll do that next. So that's kind of what it'll sound like, and it's just open strings on the low E twice, and then bar the 7th fret at the D and G strings. So, and then 2 more on the low E, and then should be dead notes, but it's a little tricky because that's right around a harmonic point, so you want to try to use as many fingers as you can to really make sure that they're dead. And then 7th fret again. So slowly it should sound like this. Something like that anyway. Moving along. So after you repeat that riff, I think it's 5 times, might be more, I can't remember, but there will be a slow climb up, and you're just going to use octaves. You're going to start on the 10th fret, so it's 10th fret A string, sorry, you're going to start on the 8th fret A string, 10th fret G string, and mute the D string in between, and that's your octave. So you're going to climb up 1 fret at a time until you reach the 13th fret. So something like that. So after that, there's another chorus, and then the bridge starts again, so you know all those riffs already. The only difference is going to be right at the end of the song. So in the first bridge, the melody will change when you get up to the 16th and 18th frets. Kind of like that. It'll do that again, but it'll keep going. And the rhythm guitar will change slightly at that point too. So the first part of that melody will be the same. Except you'll go back to the 16th fret on the G string. So then it continues on from there like this. Which is going to be 16 on the G, 16 on the D, 15, 14. And then back up to 18 on the G string, 16, 18, 19, 18, 17. So altogether that extended melody is going to sound like this. And for the rhythm part, you're still going to be doing but when it changes to this melody, the rhythm is going to kind of follow that, so it'll go. yeah, it's not really too hard. You're just going to continue the regular rhythm. But when you get to that one note, you're going to jump up to the 2nd fret A string, hit that 3 times after you hit it the first time, so 4 altogether, and then 7 on the low E, 6, 5, and then continue the riff as normal. So all together slowly. And then of course the song ends basically with that the same bridge riff, just sort of palm muted. Like that. So anyway guys, that was The Lever by Silverchair. Hopefully it wasn't too confusing. I know I kind of jumped around a bit and maybe was a bit long-winded in some of my explanations, but hopefully you got the gist of it anyway. Thanks as always for watching, and hope this was good for you. So take it easy guys, and I'll see you next time.